Hello and welcome to another Naruto CCG tier list video. Today I'm going to be listing the draw missions in this game, of which there are about 1 billion. So I have kind of narrowed down the criteria to any mission that allows you to draw 2 or more cards. 2 or more is kind of the baseline for what makes a mission good for draws, as it puts you at least at hand neutral theoretically. There are some fringe cases here. There are some kind of exceptions later on, but I'll kind of get into that as we go. Even limiting it to missions that allow you to draw 2 or more, there's still kind of a crap load of them. I was pretty surprised. But just to start off here, I'm just going to go down and find the turn 2 draw 2 mission. It's going to be Loss. So Loss is pretty much the baseline of what we're going for here, so I'm just going to put it in the A tier. It's a turn 2 mission that lets you draw 2 cards, 1 hand cost. That's literally all it does. So this is pretty much what we're looking for, and if a card can be better than that or anywhere around there, it's pretty much worth considering. So Loss in A tier, and then let's just go straight down the alphabet here. I do have them pulled out on another screen because there are a lot of these that I've never even used before, so I might forget what some of their effects do, and I just want to have the best tiering information available to me. But if you've seen any of these before, you know this is a pretty casual, just kind of hanging out, talking kind of video. I'm not going to go over what each card does specifically, but I might just give like a little breakdown. But after the battle, and I might already be breaking from the alphabetical order here in a second, but after the battle is distinctly worse than debt. So let me just put after the battle here and then go find debt. B, C, D, debt. Because after the battle is saying discard 1 card, and then in that case draw 3 cards. But the in that case means that if you don't do the discard, and if that discard like is revitalized or something, if it's replaced and it doesn't actually get discarded, you don't get to get the draw. So debt is much better because debt allows you to discard at the end after you have already drawn. So it's kind of a niche distinction, but something that really matters in competitive play. So I'm going to throw debt here in B and after the battle in C, and now get back into the alphabetical order. So Bad Dreams, I'm going to put it at B. Okay. Let me just get into this. I am going to be tiering these in sort of a different way than I have before, where in past tier list videos I've kind of tiered based on like vacuum power in a vacuum. Not really considering how it affects the meta or is affected by the meta or anything. I'm kind of going to do the opposite for this, because there are some missions that are worse on paper, but in the context of the actual game being played are better. And I think Bad Dreams is a decent example. I think there's a better example later. But I'm going to put it in A tier because even though it's very niche, it's really only going to be played in like a female deck specifically. In a female deck, it is crazy good. It gives you the draw 2, just like Loss, assuming you have only females, which you probably will. And then it just means that your females are going to be unaffected by some cards, which is incredible. It's permanent, so just they can't be affected by some stuff after that. So just distinctly better than Loss. I might as well put it up there now. And like I said, specific to like a female deck, but that's kind of the context we're going for here. Whatever is best, the best scenario for each mission. BBQ is okay. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one here. Am I blind? Yeah, BBQ. Yeah, I have a deck that uses it in a niche kind of way, so I'm just going to put it at C. It effectively isn't very good as a draw because you don't get to do your draw phase later. But if you can remove the coins from it, then you get the free draw. But, it is a turn 2 draw. and it's just distinctly worse than loss because it has a consequence to it. So I'm gonna put it pretty low. Beauty and intelligence, very specifically needs to be females with growth coins. There isn't really a deck that can work with this. I mean, I'm sure you could make a female-centric growth deck, but it's kind of a lot to juggle. So I'm just gonna put in C. Betrayal. Discarding your own ninjas is always bad, and wanting to discard a higher ninja is even worse. So I'm just gonna throw that in D for now. Bonds of Friendship, amazing card. A tier easily. Growth coins are always good. It does let you draw 2, but then it makes you charge 1, which isn't specifically worse. I mean, you're going chakra positive, but that's not really the best thing. You get to see more with the 2, obviously. So it's not like you're drawing 1, even though in the end your hand is pretty much that way anyway. But the growth coin's amazing. You can use the growth coin like without using the mission. It's pretty good. Bounty. I mean, it's just worse than a draw 2, but no, I can't even say it's good in context because there are a lot of water cards that are pretty good. So I'm just gonna put that in C for now. City of Pain. I have to find that one. I put it in the order that you know, a library would have it, so the thes are gonna be where they should be. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, this is just good. Conditionally, it needs to have Akatsuki and Rinnegan on the field to draw your 2, but you should anyway. And then you can get turn marker manipulation later. So yeah, I'm going to throw that in B. There are a lot of better void cards to use, so it's probably not going to be much higher than that. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to go. Cloud Console, it's... As a draw mission, it's not as good because it's turn 3 just to draw 2, but it has many other effects that might be useful. So I'm going to put it at least in B, I think. We're already getting to the point, I think, where I'm going to need to make these squares. But for now, I guess it's fine. Dancing Leaves. Oh yeah, you need a Sasuke specifically, and just, like, give it more entrance cost and then deploy it to draw 3. This mission's weird as hell, man. I'm going to put an F so far. And I'm going to make these square because I'm already kind of running out of room. Square images. Wow. That made it much smaller. Okay. Dark Aspirations. Both discard and then move 2 from your discard to your hand. But it's a turn 4, so not that good automatically. Daydreaming, pretty good. Not something you're super looking for. I mean, in a coin flip deck, it's probably pretty good. But you've got other coin flips that you can do, and it's a wind mission. I'll throw it in B for now. Then Delivery, not the best. It's a turn 1 mission to draw 2 cards, which is really good, but it's contingent on your opponent having a lot of battle rewards, and like, how would they possibly have 6 on turn 1? You don't want that. That's really bad if that is what's happened. Disaster of the Ninetales is super interesting because you can kind of draw 4 on this on turn 3 if you just run like a lot of high level cheese. Like if you have like a tailed beast deck, that might kind of be okay, or like a substitution kind of thing. But it still seems really hard to pull off. But it is only turn 3. I mean, even on turn 3, you can get draw 2. Let me put that in B. I gotta come back to that mission in my own time and see how that's going. Earth Scroll, dog shit. Needs another mission on the board to use, and that mission is also not an element. It's not very good. You don't want either of those. Entrustment, I have a love-hate relationship with Entrustment. I'm gonna put it in B. Needing 3 ninjas on the field to draw a third card is fine. You still get to draw 2, but then it's on turn 3, so it's not really worth it. So B for now. X Samurai, this is one of those fringe cases. It is technically a draw 1 with a contingent second draw 1, but you're only ever going to use this mission in a Samurai deck, and in a Samurai deck, if you are running anything but Samurai, you're 1, kind of screwed, and 2, it's not going to be as early as this to prevent this from happening. So in, I'll say 75% of cases, you're going to be using this mission while you only have Samurai anyway, so it's a draw 2 on turn 1, which is amazing. So I'm going to put that in A tier right now. These might move up later, as it always goes. Exhaustion. Discard your chakra, draw 1 for each player who discarded 3 or more. So if both players discard 3 or more chakra, you get to draw 2 on turn 1. But most people aren't going to have 3 chakra on turn 1. But they could. And it's a lightning mission, so like you might have chakra as a lightning player. I'll throw it in B for now. But no, I'm going to put it in C because there's just so many good lightning missions. Like, why would you run that over anything else? Filling up the ultimate spot. Very, very similar to Bad Dreams. If you're running this mission, it's because you're playing in a Akatsuki deck specifically. And if you're playing in a Akatsuki deck, then making yourself blanketly immune to missions is crazy. You just can't be comped anymore. You can't be dehydrated anymore. You can't be like Conqueror's Tenacity. No, not that one. Wait, yes? Conqueror's Puppet Show? Whatever it is. Crazy. Just a permanent, hey, my Akatsukis can't be affected anymore. Insane. The Fire Lord. Hilarious name. Kind of funny. Let me just make sure I know what this guy does. Yeah, discard a ninja. If it's 2 or less, draw 2. Otherwise, draw 3. That's kind of cool. You don't want to discard a ninja. That's always bad. But I don't know. You could play this in like a gift from a friend or Joe Needs Intervention kind of deck. That might be interesting. So maybe C. You know what? Maybe C. Maybe C. Okay, Furious Tempest. I gotta get back in my notes here. These are crazy out of order in regular ordering. Draw 2, then apply the following. I mean, it's turn 3, so it's automatically not the best. I'm just gonna throw it in B for now. And then Gathering Herbs. You give your opponent a draw. That's not very good. And it's Wind. Wind has pretty good missions. I'm going to put that D. A gift. Draw 3. 3? Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's the very first one. Yeah, draw 3 and move 1 to the bottom. So it's kind of a draw 2, but you get to see more. It's okay. It's like a C. Group Lesson, amazing mission. Again, contingent on having Naruto, but if you're playing this mission, you're playing Naruto's, and like every lightning deck is gonna have a Naruto. So not only is it the draw 2, but it's also chakra back from the discard, so it's just amazing. I'm gonna put it as the top spot right now. Guidance, not really a draw, but it does let you gain cards from your battle rewards area. It's turn 3, I think, and that's pretty okay. So I'm gonna put it in B so far. What would be deserving of S tier? No, I think I have an example later. That's fine. So Hard Bargain. I mean, turn 3, and then you just get to pick if you draw 2 or they discard 1. So really, it's just a turn 3, draw 2. And in Earth, which already has a crap load of good missions, I'm going to put that in C. Heated Argument, I have recently kind of come around on this mission a lot. I'm going to put it right here for now. And that's because Fire does not have a lot of draw power, honestly. It has crazy good search, and it has crazy good, filter, seeing more cards in the deck. But in terms of a turn 2 mission that draws you 2 cards, there's like kind of not a lot of them. Now, debatably, you have one of the best draw missions in the entire game on turn 3 with Warthog, but that's not a turn 2 draw mission. So, I don't know. Heated Argument is kind of cool. It doesn't necessarily draw you that card on turn 2, so that's obviously a minus, but it gives you other bonuses later, or beforehand. So yeah, I think that's fine. Herald of Pain. Yeah, it's a 3, but it's on turn 5. You're not going to want to use this on turn 5. Impossible Situation. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll edit this down because there's a lot of them. I just have to look up. Because, who uses some of these? Impossible Situation. Your opponent may injure the target. If they don't, draw 2 cards. But it's a turn 4. So, yeah, it's kind of the same. Nari's Decision. Very good. Gets you some +1/+1s. That's very good. And it, charges again? I think it charges. E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, charges just like Bonds of Friendship. So that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I might as well put it on Bonds of Friendship tier. It's just a little worse because it doesn't have the 2 elements, and it's not automatic. Insanity. Draw 4 cards and discard 2, but on turn 4, I'm going to put it right here. Kakuzu's abilities, it's random if you have to discard a mission randomly from the 3 types. So I'm going to put that in D. Conqueror's Tenacity. Pretty good. Not specifically because of the draw. Am I rating these because of the draw specifically? I said that the council missions were worse because they're just a later turn 3, but they have more stuff with them. Yeah, I think I'm going to revise. I've got to make... Where'd it go? Yeah, I think I've got to move the Cloud Console up. I mean, it's already in B tier. It's not that crazy. And Conqueror's Tenacity too, because Conqueror's Tenacity works really, really well with puppets to make Conqueror and Black Ant turn 5 for Hydro Pump. Plus, it gets a card back from the discard, and not a lot of cards do that. Leaf Console, same as Cloud Console. Lots of energy. Yeah, not very good. Turn 3, Lightning mission, so it's outclassed. There's a negative with the hand cost, and it's a draw 3, or a draw 2 on turn 3. Yeah, that's bad. I'm going to put it down here. Not as bad as those. Master's Death. This one's kind of okay, right? This is at the beginning. Yeah, draw 3 on turn 4. That's not the worst. I'll just put it up here. It's kind of like Lost, but worse. Melee. Melee. Why did I do that? LM. Melee. All the cards to the chakra area and draw the same. Yeah, so kind of a draw as many as you had. It's kind of like card destruction from Yu-Gi-Oh, but you have to wait 4 whole turns to use it, so it's not the best. So I'm just going to throw it down here, I guess. Messenger Ninjas. I think this is the first S. Messenger Ninjas is crazy. Draw 3 on turn 2. Only stipulation is that you need to have a Messenger Ninja in your discard pile. And that's honestly easier done than said, if that's a phrase you can say. Messenger Ninja discards itself for its effect, so if you have drawn one, you probably have one in the discard pile already. There are plenty of ways to search and move one from your discard, from your deck to your discard, which a lot of people do, because Messenger Ninja is not a ninja you ever want to play after like turn 1. So honestly, throw 2 Messenger Ninjas in the deck and 3 Messenger Ninjas in the deck as a turn 0, and you're gonna hit your draw 3 on turn 2 like all the time. And as a banger, 2 for Monster Research, also S tier, I think, probably more so than Messenger Ninjas. I think this mission is amazing. I've heard some detraction about it because it's kind of, skill based. You get to look at 4, and then your opponent organizes them into 2 piles, and you pick a pile. In most situations, this is going to get you 2 cards to your hand, but in some crazy situations where your opponent really doesn't want you to have a card, you could get 3 to your hand, which is very good. The other upside to it is that it filters. So, if you have 2 cards in there that you really don't want, and your opponent splits them up so that you get 1 of those and 1 really good thing, you can still pitch the 2 that you're not really into, and you get to make that choice. So it's very good to just be able to filter the things you don't want while also drawing the things that you do want. And dual on the element, lightning and water. It's amazing. Turn 2 might be the best draw mission in the game, in my opinion. Motionless. I mean, if you play the first jutsu, this is a draw 3 on turn 2. I can't say that's not really good. I'm gonna put it right here for now. And then this mutual deception thing. It's literally a coin flip. And if you flip bad, your opponent draws cards. No, that's bad. My Way of the Shinobi. You could win 2 battle rewards on turn 0 and draw 2 on turn 0. Here's the thing. 1, that's not going to happen. 2, that you need to have 4 cards in your hand when that happens, or else you're going to have to discard them anyway, because this can only resolve on your turn. And at the end of your turn, if you have more than 6, you're going to have to discard. This is not... I mean, with jutsus, maybe this could happen on your opponent's turn, and you don't have to discard, but I don't think that's really going to happen. Not really guaranteed, so no. Mysterious Warrior, it's in B, I guess. I mean... It kind of works in Discard Water, but Discard Water isn't really an archetype that works at all. But it does what it wants to do. And then here we go. Never-Ending Love. This is what I was kind of talking about. In the past, I have said that I wasn't going to rate solely based on tier. I wasn't going to automatically say everything that is limited is better than everything that's not limited, and everything that's banned is better than everything that's limited and not limited. But even saying that I'm doing this in the context of the games and the decks, Never-Ending Love is ridiculous. It lets you draw... The only downside is you can't organize, but who cares? It's a draw 3 on turn 1. Are you kidding me? This was very clearly designed by a player, because it's the most ridiculous effect for a mission I've ever heard of in my entire life. Absurd. It should be banned forever. New squad. Each time we put in play a squad or platoon, draw a card. I've heard that this was banned for a little bit in kind of between the times that I was playing when the game was still going and when I got back into it a couple years after that. I kind of see it. I mean, I guess you could build a deck based around just platooning and squatting all the time. Okay, I don't know what happened. I think I ran out of storage for a second and my recording stopped. But new squad. I think I'll put it in top of B just out of respect for it being banned in the past, and the fact that I like understand how it could work. So yeah, I'll do new squad there. Observer. Oh, I gotta scroll all the way back. Observer. Different symbols required. I mean, it's a turn 2. You could draw like 4, I guess. But you know, it's based on your opponent. That's basically luck at that point. Old faces, new problems. This is kind of cool. If you have like a self-mill deck, which I've built, it's pretty neat. Like a Madara-based reanimation deck. It's kind of cool, but it's still not like good. So I'll put it C, I guess. Is it better than these? I'll figure that out later. One morning, turn 4, draw 2. No. Pad. I kind of love this mission. You draw based on the number of dogs that you have in play. Dogs are like a rush deck, so you could have like 6 of them. It doesn't hit all the time. I feel like it always comes into your hand when it would be bad for it to be in your hand. And dogs are typically fire, so it's kind of an awkward element to have in there, but it's not impossible, and you know, it's good when you can get a lot. Past lessons. Both players draw, and then your opponent gets to choose what they get rid of. That's not terrible. I'll put it at the top of C-ish. Play and catch. What does this even do? Your opponent draws. If they draw, then you draw 2. If they don't, you draw 1. Not very good. It's just good for them. Is it like worse? Yeah, this is like F tier. Passing or pressing. Your opponent chooses. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just fine. Reaper Death Seal is very interesting. It's just free draw 2s forever, but you lose a battle reward every time. So like you have 10 turns to win the game. That's like 20 cards you're gonna draw. I can't say I've seen anybody use it, but I kind of get the potential. I think it's just got to be there, right? Discard all missions. If 2 or more are discarded, draw 2. No, not very good. Fine. I mean, like you could do it, but you're not going to. Reminisce. It's a turn 5 mission. Like, that's not gonna happen. Get out of here. And then, what is this? Revenge. Attach it, and then when it's removed from play, draw 3. Possible, but not very good. Rogue Jinchuriki. This one is... Hang on. This is one of those, like... Oh, it's the Rogue Jinchuriki. QRS T. Draw a card, then you can move 2 cards from your opponent's discard to their chakra, then draw a card. Yeah, it's one of those contingent, like, why would you use this when you can just run, like, monster research and draw those 2 for free anyway, basically. I get that there's a give your opponent chakra archetype, but I don't think this is the card to do for that. Like, is it good if you have, like, Hisame on the field, where when those cards are moved to their chakra area, they're discarded again anyway? Yes. But that just makes it loss for water. And you have monster research, and you have, you know, anything else that you could just do instead. So it works, but, like, why do you need it to? Sakura's Confession. This card is pretty good. Not only is it a potential draw 2 if you have Sakura on the field, but it also lets you see 4, and you can throw them in any order that you want. So it's like a draw 2, but if you got to pick those 2 out of a lineup. So it's pretty good. Obviously, you need Sakura on the field, and there aren't a lot of decks that are going to do that, but when it works, it works. This is kind of the Sakura lineup here, because there's Sakura's Confession, Sakura's Decision, which is very good in the same vein as Bad Dreams, because like optimally you're going to target K and S for this, injure it, and then draw 3, which is crazy. But there's not a lot of other situations. Or is it draw 4? Is K and S 4? I think K and S is 4, which is crazy. And then Sakura's Desire, which is decidedly not as good. And even in like my medical deck where you're trying to pump Sakura, it doesn't provide a lot. So I'm going to throw it like in here. And this weird Akatsuki-ish one. Yeah, a turn 2 with 2 hand cost to draw 2? No. It's not like bad. It's not like Jiraiya coin flip thing. Shadows of the Past. My friend Gabuman used to use this on Jiraiya Sage mode to draw like 10 cards and discard, I think, 3 or something. Whatever Jiraiya Sage mode's support is, which is kind of hilarious. But outside of that, the turn 6 mission is not very useful. Shogi Lesson is really good. It kind of falls into the trap of there's other better stuff, and in my opinion, Mental Power doesn't need Shogi Lesson that early because it has plenty of options, and it doesn't last as long, but it is still really good. So I'm going to throw it up here. Maybe like in here or something. Sign of the Revival. Is that what it's called? A Sign of Revival. 2 with Ambush from your discard pile to your hand. And on turn 3, no thanks. It's fine, but no. But then Student and Sensei. I think that has to be S tier. Turn 1, draw 2, give your opponent a battle reward, but like kind of the same vein that Yu-Gi-Oh! Learned many years after it started, that like battle rewards are just a resource. As long as you have, less than 10 of them, who cares how many your opponent has? Just like win the game, So yeah, being able to draw 2 on turn 1 with essentially no downside is amazing. And then Succeeded Will of Fire. It's hard to keep your hand that low, but in a situation where you can dump your hand and just draw 4 cards, it's really good, even for turn 3. Excessive Kazekage, not very good. Like, there's only 3 Kazekage. Wait. Yeah, 3 Kazekage in the entire game. And one of them is just really bad. And another one's a puppet, so you have to play some puppets anyway with a Kazekage Gara, which isn't unheard of, but like puppets doesn't really need that. So no, not very good. Suigetsu's Joy, though. Very good. Is it S tier good? Yes. In a deck where... Not even a deck where you're doing, like, no-hand water. First of all, in no-hand water, Suigetsu's Joy is, like, the most broken card in the world. You move all your cards from your hand to your chakra area, which is what you want to do anyway, and then you draw 2 cards, and you dump your opponent's hand into their chakra area so they can't even use like what they've been gathering to play against you this entire game. It's just free draws for you and good synergy against them. It's crazy. But even just in a regular water deck, like dumping their hand at the moment of your choice is just really good, even if you're not, trying to have no hand. And then you just get a draw with it for free. Suigetsu's Joy is just crazy. Teacher and Pupil, or whatever it is called, it's like really good on paper. Like it reads as if it's very good. Draw 2 cards, and then you can draw another one if they don't have chakra. But like, it's turn 4 for 3. Like, you don't want a draw mission on turn 4. Like it's, I don't know, if it was turn 3, I think this mission would be really good, but it's not. Tears of Determination, kind of like Student and Sensei, but like a much worse version. Turn 3, draw 3, which is pretty good, but then your opponent gets 2 battle rewards. Like, yeah, it's just a resource, but it's a fifth of what you can give up. By turn 3, you've probably given up 2 or 3 anyway. So I don't know if you want to put yourself that deep that fast. The Sage, pretty good in a Toad deck. Like, you want your Toads to be in the deck so you can summon them and search for them and stuff. And drawing 3 is really good, and it puts it at the bottom, I think, right? Toad Sage. Yeah, you move it to the bottom, which is where you want Toads to be a lot of the time anyway. So pretty good. I'll come back to it though. Tracking by Ninja Hounds. This is what, like, yeah, another. It's like the Sage, Toad Sage. So kind of gonna put it right there anyway. You shuffle it in and stuff to the bottom, so it's a little better. Training in the Moonlight. I've said this in my previous video about rogue list rankings. I am not sold on Training in the Moonlight. I think it's just me, being unlucky. I think I objectively have to put it top of A, but I've never really seen success with it. Pretty much every time I use this mission, my opponent doesn't have less than me, so it doesn't really get the bonus. Because, like, I'm dropping a mission from my hand and the hand cost, so I'm paying 2 cards from my hand essentially, and then comparing my hand with 2 fewer cards to my opponent's hand that didn't just play a mission. So I don't know. It just doesn't work for me, but I'm going to put it top of A just out of respect. I don't get it, man. I don't know. Turn of Phrase, kind of like the council missions, but it's based on battle rewards. And it's, you need 3 to get the draw 2, but you get all of them. Oh no, that's on, if you have 5 or more, you get all of them. I'm just gonna put it C for now. Wager, kind of cool. Drainerson had a cool video about like a Chidori wager deck, and that's pretty neat. Love that guy's videos. But otherwise, I don't really know. I'll put it here for now. And then this weird bounty thingy, wanted poster. If your turn marker is 5 or less, you draw 2. If it's 6 or more, you select a ninja and discard it from their hand. That's weird. Turn 4, so you'd feel like the draw would be better than the other effects. So yeah, I'll put it down here. Then Warhawk, it's gotta be up here. I'm gonna put it after Monster Research solely because I want to run 3 Monster Research every time I use it. I do not want to run 3 Warhawk, because if yes, I get to see 3 Warhawk, but like I'm never gonna use all 3 of those because then I'm screwed. And if you've played 2 of them, or you're just like deep into the game and you draw into one, it's like the last card you want to see. You don't want to drop battle rewards that late for them. But if you draw this on like turn 3, you're gold. So I think 2 is the perfect amount for Warhawk, which means it's just got to be slightly lower than Monster Research, that I think is perfect at 3. Then the last one before all the runners up, Weapons of War, kind of crazy. You shuffle all the cards in your hand, chakra, and discard into your deck, then draw 6. You kind of like start over, just not what's on the field in battle rewards. So you could draw 6 cards. It's crazy. But like, why would you want to? So I'm gonna put in D. But then the runners up, and the weirdos. I've got Toby, Man of Mystery, not a mission at all, obviously, but essentially a free mission that was taken out of the game, not because it was too broken, but because it was too free You just run it, and then you always use its effect in your hand as an essentially a mission, without using your mission slots for that turn. So it's like, why would you not? There's literally no reason not to use it, so it's just like a quality of life decision to remove it. Because every deck would run 3 of them every time, and that's just boring. So I'm going to put it bottom of S. And then there's the Release of Chakra. I think it's very good. It can miss very well or miss very badly if you just don't have cards in your hand that you want to charge. But otherwise, draw 3 is kind of crazy, especially if you have cards in your hand that you don't want and you just need to search for more. And it's during the exchange of jutsu, so you could find a jutsu that you could use, so that's pretty cool, and you just got chakra for it. Big Bang, love it. I think it's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right under here. It's basically free as long as you have 1 chakra. It's usable. Gets you chakra back, hand neutral in exchange of jutsu, just like Release of Chakra. It gets you potential to find a jutsu in there, gives you more chakra to use it. Amazing. Anko's Memory is in here because it lets you take 3 from your chakra area and put it into your hand, so it's kind of like a draw 3, but from stuff that is in there, and you get to pick, so it's kind of cheating for this list. So as a draw mission, I'm going to put it over here. Maybe you don't have stuff in your chakra that you want. Maybe it's too early. Maybe it's too late. I don't know. But still an amazing card. Just like Drifting Clouds, after it is finished resolving, you could have drawn 2 with it, which is, I'll count it. That's fine. But it lets you see a lot. Like, you can see like 12 cards and then draw 2. So the potential of what you get to see versus what you actually get to your hand is, unbeaten. And it could let you draw 2 in the end anyway. So I'm going to throw this just up here. Rivals Challenge is basically Anko's Memory, but a little worse. And then Sage Training, basically Anko's Memory and Rivals Challenge, but kind of in the middle. And the last one, Void World. The only reason this is in here is because every 2 deploys, if you're playing an all void deck, you get essentially a draw, a move from the bottom to your hand. So it's just infinite draws every 2 turns, which is incredible. So I'm just going to put that bottom of A, I think. And let's just scooch back a little bit here so we can actually see everything. And I think that is our list in terms of the tiers. So let's just go through and move everything around, see if we want to keep it here. I'm going to start at the bottom this time. Earth Scroll, yes, dog shit. Keeping it there. All of these are pretty much dog shit, or just straight up bad, like based on luck. Allow your opponent to get benefits from it. Weapons of War. Is it worse than these? There's so many in here that's like, man, I don't even... Who even uses these, and like, how could you even judge? Okay. I don't think Successive Kazekage is like impossible, is the thing. So that there. I'll put you at top of D for Gabu Man. You're welcome, man. I'm just kind of basing on is Successive Kazekage better than you? I think that's got to be up here. That's luck based. Trail. Yeah, I think those are fine in the sense of like, why would we split hairs over this? Reaper Death Seal, I'll keep it respectable at the top. Rogue Jinchuriki, like, I get it, I guess. gonna put that there just because I'm really thinking about well, no. Well, okay. Like a Joni's intervention, which obviously wouldn't work because you can't play both missions at the same time, or at the same turn. But the one that allows you to get it off of the discard, I think, has a 2-turn permanency, and Gift from a Friend has at least 2, I think. So that could work. Kind of curious about that now. Hardest part of those is to discard your ninja. Gift doesn't deserve to be at the bottom. It's still a draw 3. Sakura's Desire is also like potentially a draw 4 if it's really bad enough. You know what? I'm gonna move it up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm cool with that. Yeah, I mean, it's just if you don't revitalize, it's fine. Yeah, okay. New squad. Put this up here. I mean, debt is good. I guess that is very good. Entrustment is good. Toad Sage is good. Pad can be good. I think it's under Heated Argument. Shogi Lesson. That's gotta be up here at least. No, up here. Here's fine. This is probably at the bottom. The councils will be right after Pad. Tenacity is really good. What turn is Guidance? Do you deserve to be higher? B, C, D, E, F, G. Turn 3, that's what I thought. That's fine. See pain, daydreaming. I can just keep moving motionless down. One of those. Okay, sure. I think that's fine for now. A tier. Training's gotta be A. Just like drifting's gotta be A. Yeah, Anko's Memory, Sage. Yep, those have all got. Well, no. Group Lesson is just so good. Is it S tier good? And are these better than Anko's Memory? I think I'm going to get some flack for this. I'm going to say that these are better than Anko's Memory only because I want to use these all the time. Anko's Memory, I want to wait. Like if I'd had the choice on turn 3 of using any of these 3, I would probably choose these all the time. Anko's Memory, though, I think it does obviously deserve to be limited to 1 because it's crazy bananas. But it's crazy bananas like late when you can just keep getting stuff back that was thought to be gone. So I think in that way I'd want these more. And Void World. I'm gonna keep Loss at the bottom of A. It's kind of a good split between like these are situational-ish and these are just always good. Minari's gotta be better than that. X Samurai. I mean, it's just a draw 2, but it is on turn 1, but the cards that you're going to be drawing are probably Samurai. Yeah, I mean, that's fine there. Bad Dreams. I mean, it's so good. Like, it protects your females from male ninja effects, I think. That's really, really good. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm looking at it as if, like, oh, it's the bottom half, but of tier A. And then S tier. Neverending Love has to be the top. Then Monster Research, Warhawk, yeah, 2. Yep. Then Big Bang. Messenger Ninjas, yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think this is it. Let me just kind of look over it for a second. Yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think this is our definitive 100% inarguable, I think it's inarguable, draw missions asterisk tier list for the Naruto CCG game. And the G stands for game, so I shouldn't have said that. Yep, I think this is it. So if you have any comments, and I'm sure you do, please put them down below. Tell me my tier list is terrible. Give me suggestions for any other tier lists you want. I'm kind of getting into the weeds of it now. I think next is going to be getting really niche in what I'm going to be tiering, so I don't have, 150 of them to go through. But if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe so you can see more. I have more tier lists coming out. I have a few more deck profiles coming out. I have deck concept videos coming out. I've got all of it coming down the pipeline. So just be informed of what's coming out later, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.